Let me summarize one thing real quick, because I've been saying this in almost every Palantir video I do, and I want you to kind of confirm this for me. You just described an oil and gas industry example that potentially is saving $80 million a day if one service Palantir offers, which is time to value, can be implemented in a meaningful way, and that's not taking account all the other things that they could potentially offer. That's just oil and gas. We've got healthcare, we've got renewable energy, we've got government. I mean, we've got all this different stuff.
We've got carbon credits, carbon trading, the whole thing about to come. We are talking about and in the renewables, 1 cent can make or break your company. 1 cent per watt or 1 cent per 1 cent can make or break your projects.
So it is the bull case, is the reason, for those that don't know, you are 101% of your US portfolio in Palantir because of the following reason. You believe there are an outsized number of verticals that have yet to have the gold rush that cloud compute has had. You have concluded the gold rush has started in terms of analyzing your data, not just storing your data. You have realized that Palantir has the most advanced software because they developed it for 15 years. They've been through a lot of things to create the system, the integration layer that can actually give clients the results they need with that data. And you believe that if there is not really any other player based on the due diligence that you have done, and maybe you messed up in this due diligence, right? But based on the due diligence you have done, you do not see another player that can do what Palantir is doing in all of these different verticals, which is if all of it plays out in every single vertical, or at least like a certain percentage of verticals, this can be a stock that actually returns phenomenally well. Is that the reason you're invested in Palantir?
I think that's a very good summary of my conviction and why I'm invested in Palantir. Okay, there are a lot of good companies in tech. I don't want to take anything away from anything. Okay, like companies like Snowflake, DigitalOcean, Datadog, they're a phenomenal company. Okay, the question, the way I look at business is that what problem are you solving? Okay, and being a part of, I have a very strong bias because I have been on the industrial sector whole of my company. Like even when I was working for Boston Consulting, most of my clients were private equity, and I do review a lot of companies because both for private investing purpose. When I see the value of cases, and when you invest, you have a view about future, that this is what the future will look like, especially if you're in a high growth tech kind of investing. So I have a view, and my view is that all of this we talk about today, now that let's build dashboards, let's build this. My view is that this is just a temporary stop. Why you do this? Why a CEO need a dashboard? Because he wants to have an insight of the data. But what if instead of a dashboard, I give a CEO that today you have to take these 5 decisions. Out of these 5 decisions, these are high trade-offs and these are the trade-offs involved. And by the way, I have already taken 200 decisions on your behalf, which were low value. That's the end game. So when we are looking in terms of end game,
we're close to some of those things.
Yeah. So when we are looking in terms of end game, okay, the thing is what is enabling it. Okay. And if you talk me about, and somebody talks me that can it really be done? Guys, you have a case of Ukraine versus Russia. Go back like before the war has started, how many of us have actually anticipated that Ukraine can actually fight with this kind of rigor with Russia? And why today Western countries are actually supporting more and more and supplying more weapons? Because they are saying that Ukraine is actually getting more value out of it, what they are saying. If Ukraine would have wasted the effort, okay, what the Germany or what the US will think, that why we should increase our hostility with Russia anyway, whatever we give to Ukraine will be, it will be useless. Now Ukraine is showing that we can do more than what you can giving to us with the expectation. And one of the key strategic element they have is the softwares in the background. Okay, and the piece of the software they are using. So can it be done? So this is like same case, like the CEO who doesn't want to see the dashboard, who wants to see what to do, the actionable intel. Okay, now to contextualize in terms of Foundry in commercial setting, I think there is still, in terms of productization and in terms of brand building, a lot of work needs to be done. Because there is a very big problem in a Wall Street community is, and I'm sorry to say about it is, so when you talk to a CEO about that you should do this, the first question a lot of CEOs ask back is, who else is doing this? Or my peers are doing this? And the sad part is, if they know that their peers are doing it, then they would love to do it. But very few CEO will actually do it knowing that nobody else is doing it.
There is a thing going on in the industry where Palantir doesn't have the type of brand recognition that a Snowflake has, that a CEO will come immediately. But the thing I think we're all excited, 185 people here on a Friday night, is like, does the shit work? Like if someone showed you ChatGPT but didn't know how to market it, but you gave it to somebody and they used it, they would be like, if you figure out the marketing, this shit's going to change the world. And I think that's the feeling we all have.
So that's one of the reason. And I wrote an article in Reddit in 2020, okay, about like my raw experience that first time when I got exposed to Palantir. And till that time, until today, when it comes for the, so that, and this is how when I evaluate a use case or any product, that has changed also a lot. I ask questions very similar to that. Okay, so I haven't seen a product yet which can handle the complex use cases anywhere close to what I have seen Palantir handling. Okay, a lot of use cases are built, but guys, under the hood, the kind of mess they are, okay, versus what they show in PowerPoint is a whole different story.